I've noticed, I guess you would call it a trend in a lot of new TV series. A lot of their main characters are given this fish out of water quality. There's some characteristic about them that really separates them from the rest of the cast or the area or the culture that they're in. I noticed this when I was watching the pilot of the new show Lucifer. My own critiques of the show aside, the show itself is about it's about Lucifer, morning star, Satan, the devil, ruler of hell. He basically washes his hands of hell. He says, "Nope, I'm not doing it anymore," and he goes up to earth to kind of just do whatever he wants. Lucifer is played by Tom Ellis, and Lucifer has an English accent. There's really no problem with this. But it was an interesting choice, noticing as Lucifer is not an Englishman. He's an angel from heaven, but he's an Englishman in, I believe it was Los Angeles, surrounded by very American, non-English accented people. And I thought, oh, well, you know, I guess that's just the higher beings are going to be English. Well, no, because you meet a demon who is very not English, and then you meet a fellow angel who is also very not English. So I thought it was interesting that they made Lucifer Morningstar, the main character, English, and give him that quality, that fish out of water quality that just kind of makes him stand out even more so than he already did. I mean, he's already an extraordinary character. He's suave, he's intelligent, he's deceptive, he's sexy, he's all of these different things that make him stand out as an extraordinary person among the rest of the characters. But adding that, adding the English accent kind of just makes him stand out even more, makes him look a little bit more out of place. After seeing this, I thought about it a lot more, and that it brought up my own issues with the show Elementary. Elementary is the Americanized adventures of Sherlock Holmes in New York City, but it's not that Americanized. It's Sherlock is still an Englishman from London. He had his own cases in London. He had 221B Baker Street in London, a lot of contacts from London, but he ended up in New York. And now everyone from London just shows up in New York and, oh, by the way, Sherlock, we have a murder case for you to solve that has something to do with London. So I thought that was that's one of my few complaints about it. But again, it's that fish out of water. It's that fish out of water quality with Sherlock being an English accented person from London, surrounded by New Yorkers. It further adds to his out-of-placeness. Agent Carter. Agent Carter is about Agent Peggy Carter from the SSR, from Captain America, the First Avenger. She's now in New York working for the SSR. There was really nothing... There was really no question about it when she was in the SSR in the movie, because it was an allied group of scientists and military personnel to combat the Nazis. And they weren't just in New York, they were all over the world fighting in World War II. But now that it's over, she's, for whatever reason, decided to remain in New York and work in the New York SSR office when she's from outside of London. That's where her family is, that's where you would think her friends would be, because aside from a few agents that she's become closer with over the series of the show, she didn't really seem to have anything else really tying her to New York and to America. And because of that, having her being an English accent, an English woman, surrounded by New Yorkers, aside from Jarvis and another Englishman, also surrounded by New Yorkers, it kind of just makes them feel out of place. Even in Jessica Jones, having David Tennant as the Purple Man. I don't know the comic backstory of the Purple Man, so if he's actually English, whatever. But having him surrounded by, again, New Yorkers, it makes him seem more and more out of place. All of these characters have that commonality of being Englishmen or Englishwomen surrounded by Americans, and it makes them seem out of place when they already have so many other extraordinary qualities of their characters to make them stand out. Lucifer, like I said, is intelligent, he's deceptive, he's sexy, he's very He, gets into a person's mind about their deepest desires. Sherlock is a brilliant detective, not seen by most of the NYPD, the likes of which are not seen by most of the NYPD, so he already stands out. The same with Agent Carter. She's an exceptional agent, for whatever reason, much more trained and talented than the rest of our SSR agents. Even in Jessica Jones, to have Kilgrave, who is an Englishman surrounded by New Yorkers, it already puts him, it already makes him seem so misplaced, and the character of Kilgrave already stands out as, he's delusional, he's, immature, he's greedy, he already has these qualities that make him stand out from the other characters. So adding to the fact that he's an Englishman just kind of adds to that. I don't think this is a problem. I don't think that, we need to have more American heroes and villains in TV, in American TV shows. That's not at all what I'm saying. It's simply just an interesting, it's an interesting trend that I've noticed in a lot of in a few TV shows. I'm sure if I sat down, I could find more that follow the same trend. But it also makes me wonder, are there any English shows, like on the BBC, that are set in London or in England or somewhere in Europe, and the main character is American, or at least not accented as the rest of the cast? I find it interesting, and I'm curious as to why shows are making this decision to go with characters who already just in their characteristics stand out, but add that one more characteristic of their accent and where they are, and adding logistic and cultural boundaries for these characters to operate and tell stories in as what seems common in New York and Los Angeles. So I'm just curious about their decisions to do this, and I'm curious why they're doing it, and it's really just something that's been on my mind. How do you feel about this trend of having main characters being fish out of water? Let me know in the comments, and share the video so others can join in the conversation. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Follow me on all the internets, and subscribe to my channel so we can geek out some more. Thanks for watching, and have fun. So Captain America, Thor, Hulk...